What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Moreno Collection. You're watching Start My Brand With Me, Episode 4. Alright, everybody, thank you for coming back to the channel. We're going to be talking about finances and how it relates to starting a business. I'm going to be going through step by step pretty much how I started and the costs related to it, or no costs, actually. There might be some things different for you than it is for me, but this is just how I started and where I'm at right now. So we'll get started with trademarks and how that relates to starting your business, because if you use a trademark phrase or logo or even your business name, you can run into legal problems. So my first step was to go onto the United States Patent and Trademark Organization. You can look up trademarks through their website, or there's also a website that I used, and you have to pay for it, but I just decided to do the free trial so I could look up the trademarks, and it's called Merch Informer. So you could look up phrases and like keyword, I guess you could look up phrases and terms that are trademarked, so that way you could avoid using those ones. And as far as trademarking goes, I haven't actually filed for a trademark because it does take some time, and it's around $250 to $300 to start it. And since nobody is using mine currently, I figured I could wait on that. So that's just a heads up. If you want to do it, go ahead, and more power to you. So the next one, in order of relevance, I put business ownership.
Hey guys, I do want to make a note that I do have a sole proprietor, but I did not file for doing business as, because as far as California state law goes, if your last name is in the business name, then you don't have to file a doing business as. So I just remained as a sole proprietor, and I just wanted to include this in the video because I did forget to mention this, and doing business as is something that you have to file for, which is a cost that I did not include into the starting costs.
And what I mean by that is it a sole proprietor business or an LLC? Because that's a lot of the debate. What you see online is a lot of people talking about sole proprietor versus LLC. But for me right now, I don't have employees. I don't have any need for employees. I don't have any plans as of yet to have employees, but that's not the only reason why I didn't decide to go with LLC. I just decided to stay sole proprietor of my business. I don't have a lot of assets to worry about as far as liabilities, so that's the reason why I stuck with sole proprietor. But if it works for you, or if you need to consult somebody, go ahead and do that, because for me right now, I'm pretty sure that's the best option for me. And if you have any other opinions, just put it in the comments. And on that note, like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, guys. So the next on the list of importance would be business license. And it's kind of a general idea, but business license in regards of state and local laws. If you have a retail physical location, that's probably required, and it's, for what I'm doing right now, it's not required. I'm in the online retail area, so that's not something that I really needed to pursue. The only thing I might mention is that I did have plans to go to swap meets, like flea markets in my area, and I did look up the laws in my county, and you have to buy a swap meet license, retail like booth license. So that's one thing that I'm going to be doing in the future, and I think it was around $250 to $300. So that's, as far as business licenses, that's a necessity. You need to make sure you're up to date with state and local laws. So next on the list, underneath business license, would be the sales tax permit or seller's permit. This one didn't really have any costs related to it because I just applied to it and I got my seller's permit. It's really not that difficult. I just went online and filled out the application. It didn't take long. And it was almost approved immediately. So there's no cost related to that. Just go ahead and get it out of the way. Okay, so next after seller's permit would be your EIN. That's employer identification number. And same thing with the seller's permit. It didn't cost me anything, and I went online and applied for it, and it was approved almost immediately. So there's no cost related to that. I went and got my EIN because I needed to be prepared when I wanted to open a business checking account. And honestly, I just got it just in case I needed that to open a business checking account. So pretty much that, and for tax reasons, just to be prepared for that too. So I mean, it doesn't cost anything, so what's the worry with that? And after EIN, we have business checking. This is going to be one of the first ones that might actually require like a monthly maintenance fee. And from what I looked up online, it could be different for you. It depends on what bank you use. I think the average for a business checking account is $25 a month, but I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna put that just as an average. I'll put $25 a month. I'm gonna be doing a total monthly startup cost and yearly cost. So stay to the end of the video and we'll get that total. So after business checking, I did put down my domain. And remember, this is of importance as to my business when I was starting it. I'm kind of going down this checklist as if I was doing it in real time. So the next one would be my domain name. And I ended up going through GoDaddy, the domain provider. And it didn't just come with the domain, it came with a business email and Microsoft 365, I think is what it's called. So it gave me a business email and domain protection. So the cost for that, and it's for a year. It's for a year, to remind you. This may not be the price currently, but this is what I paid, and it was $37. So it's really not that bad for having your own domain. And I got a .store. That's one thing that I was looking into. I didn't know which domain to get, but I heard that .store was good, so I went ahead and got that. And a lot of popular people use .store, so I went with that one. So after domain, we do have the app that I've mentioned before in my previous videos called Canva. The only reason I put this on the list is because it was pretty necessary coming to designing my clothes. There is a free version that I mentioned in my videos before, but I did pay the $15 per month. And the only reason why I did that is because there's more premium features, just like in every app pretty much. There you pay for the service and you get more premium features. So that was a necessity for me in starting my business. So I'm gonna put that down on my monthly cost. And it's Canva, the app. After Canva, we have Shopify. And so this one could be different, I don't know, but when I started, it was $1 per month. Shopify was only $1 to start. That's how they get you. So $1 per when you start, and $39 is what I'm paying monthly right now. And remember, this is a payment processor, and you could open up your store through Shopify, which I have my domain linked to Shopify. So it's kind of like a double play. You get Shopify, your online store, and you have a domain that when you type in the domain, it goes to my Shopify store, and which is where I'll have the payment processing. So that's $1 to start, $39, which is I think it's the retail. I could be wrong on the pricing, and it could change, who knows. It's about in the middle. Now, I could be wrong, but I think it's $19.99 for the basic, $39 for the retail, and $99 for the larger scale one. But I'm not sure on the prices, so don't quote me. but this is what I know I'm paying right now. So I'm putting it down on my monthly cost, $39. And after that, and remember, this is in a series of relative to my business. It's the samples that I paid for. So this is in the scale of what you're working with. This might be a monthly cost. So I didn't add it on my monthly cost, but this was the samples that I ordered. It was $77 plus $5. It was one order of $77 and $5 I paid for shipping on one. So I'm not gonna put that in the monthly cost just because you don't necessarily have to order samples every month. But that was another cost of starting my business. It was $77 plus $5 for my samples so far, because I'm going to be ordering more. That's what I'm at right now. And we have, after samples, the video editing software CapCut. And there, it is free. CapCut's free, but right now I'm paying for the CapCut Pro. CapCut Pro is $10, and I'm adding that onto my monthly cost. And it's not only necessary to me because I do everything on my own. I don't have anybody helping me, and CapCut Pro makes it a lot easier to do everything. So I think that's it. And we're gonna get the monthly total. I got it down from the ones I included. I don't have a list, but I do have the number. It's $89 monthly. So in the scale of things, $89 is not a lot. You know, there's, compared to other bills that you might have, $89 is probably one of the lesser ones. So we'll go ahead and multiply that by 12, which comes to 1,068. So in my mind, when I hear 1,068, that's the number to hit when I do drop my first drop. That's 1,068 that I need to be making in profit to cover the costs of the monthly maintenance of these apps and websites that I have. Okay, so as for the cost to start my business, I factored in the samples, I believe it was, and a few other things, which it was $207, which is not bad. If you think about it, that's really good to start your business. I went into this knowing nothing about business licenses and sole proprietor and LLC and any of that. So it was actually pretty shocking to me that only $207 can get you in the door. And from there, it just took off. Like, I just got so excited and hopeful. Every day I wake up and I'm like, what can I do for my business? And that's why I started this series too, because on the one hand, where I'm starting my business, I want to grow it on the other hand. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I might do a poll on what video I should do next in the series, but remember to stay tuned and stay blessed.